Hi and welcome to the Empowered Lifestyle platform. My name is Kirsty and this video is all about vision. It's the thing I love talking about the most. It's the subject you'll find most leaders spend the most time talking about. It really is the most important element of our business. In fact, this business is more about you. It's 90% your why and it's 10% the how. And there's a couple of reasons for that. Without vision, people perish. Well, in this business, when we look at, what is it going to take to be successful? Success is really about applying fundamental principles every day. It's about showing up consistently. Well, having a vision that really pulls you forward helps you bring that consistency. Also, consistency and focus wins the race every time. Those same principles applied to having a vision and why it's so important to have a vision. Unfortunately, in life, we are not really supported with the tools, with the education on what does it take to create a vision and why is it so important. So I'm going to start with reading out what my definition is. And if you kind of look up the definition of vision, this is the kind of thing you're going to get. A vision statement is really important. And what a vision statement does is it describes a desired future state. Because the difference between vision and a to-do list or vision and a goal is that a vision is actually putting you in a future desired state. It's the feeling of having something as if you've already got it. It describes a future state. It provides focus and direction. It aligns decisions, habits, and priorities. It inspires long-term commitment and action. So all of those things are really critical to become a finisher, to apply the principles daily with consistency and focus. It's vision that actually gives us the stamina. And, Paul and I are no different to any of you. We have not encountered less challenges. We have not had it easier in any way. We've experienced the same obstacles and challenges that everyone does in this business. The difference is we were willing to go through those obstacles and apply the daily consistent action to do what was needed to finish the game. And what allowed us to do that is we invested a lot of time and a lot of learning daily, actually, of focusing on our vision. We had a very clear vision. So where vision sits, it's along the lines of we've got a be in our mind, right? Where we want to be, who we want to be, how we want to be acting, the kind of leader that we are, the kind of life that we have. We be it first. We feel it in our heart. We be it in our mind. And then we actually start doing the actions that are required, and then we have. Very similarly, it's why, what, how. Whereas for most of us, or most of society, they are actually applying those rules in the opposite way. It's how, what, why. But actually, no, the why must come first. The be must come first. So having a vision is like you've fast forwarded through the movie and you've seen the ending scene of the movie, right? What that means is that the rest of the movie, you don't have to go on a roller coaster of doubt what's going to happen. You know the end. You've created the end in mind. And now you can just relax and take the daily action and not be buffeted around by external factors which have nothing to do with that end goal. But our brain can trick us and it can get caught up in the disappointments and rejection and the doubt. If we don't have that clear end in mind, we are going to be at the mercy of external challenges. So this vision, the end in mind, seeing the end scene of the movie, feeling it, seeing it, who you're surrounded by, what is the outcome at the end of the day, what is your desired outcome, and creating such a specific, detailed vision of that you can feel it. It's actually an emotion in your heart. And if a vision doesn't make you feel anything, then it's not a worthy enough vision that's going to give you the stamina to go through those ups and downs. So, vision has to really kind of sit in your heart And it really is like a picture of who you are, how you're living, who you're surrounded by, and what does that feel like. And then it's about, really embodying that vision, being at that end in mind every day. And that gives you the daily strength, the daily stamina to show up and really experience that delayed gratification that it's going to take, because you already know the outcome. You're actually willing to put up with that delayed gratification aspect of our business. In the beginning, you might put in a lot of effort and get grossly underpaid for that effort. In the end, if you are willing to go through and do what it takes, you're going to be grossly overpaid for doing nothing at all. So vision also gives us the stamina to really withstand that kind of delayed gratification. It starts with vision. So, it's seeing the end in mind, being and feeling that end in mind. Never shrink your vision. And, it's a daily practice of looking at that vision, expanding that vision, feeling that vision, seeing yourself at that end goal, and then just taking that daily consistent action to see it through. And, be a finisher. The end in mind is yours.